This is the iPhone XS Max. It's the newest iPhone, but is it worth the price tag? Now, because it is an S year, there are only a few major features, but as well as the iPhone XS, we also get the XS Max, the phone that I have. And before this video starts, I just want to say that the only difference between the phones is the screen size and body size. All the other aspects are exactly the same. So, let's get to the review. We're going to start with the most important update of this phone, the camera. Now, although I did a video dedicated to the camera, I'm going to go a bit more in depth with the features here. The iPhone XS has dual 12 megapixel rear cameras that can shoot up to 4K 60 frames per second and shoot slow-mo at 1080p 240 frames per second. The sensor is 2 times faster than the iPhone Xs, and we get Smart HDR. Now, you're probably thinking, what's Smart HDR? Well, Smart HDR is when you press the shutter button, the sensor also takes a few other images at the same time at different exposures. It then looks through all of them and merges the best ones together to create the perfect image. The best way to show this is to stand in front of something bright and take a picture. In the past, only one of the objects would be properly exposed, but with Smart HDR, it evens it all out so you don't lose any detail. Smart HDR in video, how well is it doing? It's doing alright. You having fun, Cari? If I click on the sun, then it'll... Oh, Cari, you're still quite well exposed actually as well. As well as this, every single pixel is now bigger, allowing more light to make your low light shoots even better. Now, as for the front-facing camera, it now shoots 1080p at 60 frames per second video, and that looks amazing. And it takes 7 megapixel pictures. Finally, you can readjust the depth of your portrait pictures after you've taken them. Just tap edit on the picture and scroll this bar until you find the level you like. And instead of just blurring the background like before, it now adds depth to your image so the blur goes in a direction. As for the phone itself, the iPhone XS is identical to the iPhone X, except for the camera that has been moved slightly and a stunning new gold finish. The proper changes though are when you get to the XS Max. It has a 6.5-inch Super Retina HDR OLED display, and the same goes for the iPhone XS, but its display is 5.8 inches. This means that everything will look sharper and have much more accurate colours. The XS Max's body is the same size as the 8 Plus, 7 Plus, etc., but the display now reaches edge to edge, so bye bye ugly bezels, hello huge display. I truly think that this is the closest the iPhone has ever gotten to being an iPad mini. Apple are also saying that this is the most durable glass they've ever put on an iPhone. We'll just have to see about that one though. Also upgraded in the XS is Face ID. Face ID was introduced last year with the announcement of the iPhone X and has been made mainstream ever since, but this year it has gotten quicker and more accurate than ever before. It is also used for other things as well, like paying for items, verifying your passwords, and making animojis. I don't care what anyone says, animojis are fun, and now that we have memojis, it just got even better.
Okay.
Woof woof! Now, the tech that is needed to do all of this sounds complex, right? Well, yes, you are right, but Apple manages to fit it into a small space at the top of the phone, and this has been called the notch. Although it got a lot of hate, the rest of the industry followed Apple, and now almost every single smartphone has their own version of the notch. Packed into that tiny notch is a dot projector that projects over 30,000 invisible dots to map your face perfectly, a flood illuminator that helps to detect your face in the dark, and an infrared camera which reads the dots and sends the info straight to the processor, the A12 Bionic chip. Speaking of the A12 Bionic chip, it is currently the smartest, most powerful chip in a phone. When all 4 cores work together, it gives up to 50% faster performances than the previous model, the A11 Bionic. It has an all-new 4-core GPU, which is also 50% faster than the A11 Bionic chip, and it can do up to 5 trillion operations in a second. Now, you have all this power, but what do you do with it? Well friends, everything I've talked about in this video is powered by the A12 Bionic chip, helping to make things quicker, smoother, and deliver an overall better experience. The Smart HDR merges the images together in the A12. The display is powered by the 4-core GPU in the A12. And the verification of your face is done, you guessed it, in the A12. The new chip also allows for faster and more accurate augmented reality. Augmented reality, also known as AR, is what is used in things like the measuring app to place the dots on wherever you want to measure. Now, the reason it has been improved is because the level of things AR can do keeps going higher and higher, so you need a good chip to keep up with that, and that is exactly what Apple has done. Some of the other features include louder speakers and sound improvement, improvement of the True Tone flash, stereo sound recording on videos, IP68 rating, which means the phone can go underwater for 2 meters for 30 minutes. Apple has also tested it in other drinks like coffee and beer, and it has also been fine. And 1.5 hours of extra battery life, half an hour on the iPhone XS, and 4GB of RAM compared to 3GB on the iPhone X. You may not be a big Apple fan, but you have to say that Apple really have worked hard on getting this phone perfect, like they do every year. There will always be issues like the phone not charging, but thankfully that has been fixed. And as for the Beautygate situation, where the front camera is smoothing out your skin, I'm sure there will be a fix to that very soon. Nonetheless, I am very impressed with Apple and love that they keep pushing what is possible with a smartphone to the next level. So yeah, that is my video on the iPhone XS Max. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to smash that like button, press subscribe, and also click the little bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload. So yeah, see you later. Bye.